Second chapter is motion in one dimension. In this chapter, we will discuss about scalar and vector quantities, distance, speed, velocity, acceleration, and how to draw the distance time graph and speed time graph, etc. And we will find out the slope of respective graphs. So, some terms related to motion. Before going to study about the motion in one dimension, we will study some terms related to motion. They are scalar and vector quantities. What is a scalar quantity? Scalar quantity means these are the physical quantities which are expressed only by their magnitude. These are the physical quantities which are expressed only by their magnitude. For example, if we say the mass of a body is 5 kg, so here this is only a magnitude of that respective body. It has a complete meaning and we have to completely expressing the mass of the body. Thus, we need to follow the two parameters to express a scalar quantity. They are unit in which the quantity is being measured. Unit in which the quantity is being measured. 5 kg of mass of a body means this kg is a unit of this body. And the numerical value of the measured quantity. Numerical value is this 5, means 5 kg we took, no? So this 5 is a numerical value of that measuring quantity. Remember that if the scalar is a pure number like pi, e square, theta and all, it will have no unit. For these numbers has no unit. Examples: mass, length, time, distance, density, volume, speed, temperature, potential difference, potential, gravitational, magnetic and electric, work, energy, power, pressure, quantity of heat, specific heat, charge, electric power, resistance, density, mechanical advantage, frequency, angle. These all are the some examples of scalar quantities. So the scalar quantity can be added, subtracted, multiplied and divided by the simple arithmetic methods as usual. And scalar quantity is symbolically written by the English letter. And for example, mass is represented by the letter m, time by t and speed by v, as that of density d and volume v, temperature T, work W, energy E, like this, etc. You can express the scalar quantities. And second one is vector quantities or vectors. These physical quantities require the magnitude as well as the direction to express them. Then only their meaning is complete. Okay, here we can express the both physical and magnitude and direction and magnitude. For example, if we say that displace a particle from a point by 5 meter or 5 centimeter or 5 kilometer, the first question that will arise will be in which direction, or obviously by saying that the direction displacement is 5 meter, its meaning is incomplete. From where to where it end? So starting point to end point, we should say that is a direction. But if we say the displacement displaces the particle from that point by 5 meter towards east or in any other direction, it has a complete meaning. Only displacement 5 meter means it has no meaning. So it is displaced by east, west or any one direction. So that is a full meaning of that sentence. Thus we require the following three parameters to express a vector quantity completely. They are: first one is unit, second is numerical value of the quantity and the direction. To express or to say the vector quantity of any physical quantity, we must notice that it has a unit and it has a numerical value of that quantity and a direction. Examples: displacement, velocity, acceleration, momentum, force, moment of a force or torque, impulse, weight, temperature gradient, electric field, magnetic field, dipole moment, etc. are the examples of vector quantity. The displacement also have the direction and magnitude, velocity, acceleration, momentum. These all quantities have the both magnitude and direction. So that's why these all are the examples of vector quantity. See how to express the vector quantities. With the English letter of physical quantity above the arrow mark. This shows the direction of that quantity. Okay, this is a velocity. Acceleration, A arrow mark. This shows the direction of. Okay, and force, F. Obviously the force F and minus F is the opposite direction. Minus F arrow mark are in opposite direction. This F and plus F and minus F. So these both are the two quantities, scalar and vector. Next, rest and motion. Motion means moving bodies. Rest means steady position. Okay. So every object in the universe is in motion. Every day we see bodies moving around us. For example, birds flying, cars, buses, bike, they are moving, and people walking, insects crawling, animals running, etc. These all are the moving bodies. In universe, all objects are in motion. So our earth also moves around the sun. So everything on the earth is in a state of motion. The sun and star are moving around the center of their galaxy, and the galaxies too are not at rest. Although nothing is at rest, but we often say that a stone lying on a ground is at rest because the stone does not change its position with respect to us. Means that stone we kept on earth is at rest position, but earth is moving. We will say that stone is at a rest position, but earth is moving means that stone is also under a motion. Similarly, if we are sitting on a railway platform and look at a tree nearby, we say that the tree is at rest because it does not change its position with respect to us. But when we see the train lying on the station, we say that the train is in motion because it is continuously changing its position with respect to us. So this is about rest and motion. And a body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to its immediate surroundings, while a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its immediate surroundings. So for a moving body, if the distance traveled in a certain time interval is much large as compared to the size of the body, so the body can be assumed to be a point particle. In this chapter we will study the description of motion of a body assuming it to be a point particle. So motion, about motion we will study one dimensional motion first. We will study in this chapter. There are 2-dimensional motion, 3-dimensional motion, also 4-dimensional motion. But we will study first one-dimensional motion. What is this one-dimensional motion? Means when a body moves along a straight line path, a body is moving along a straight line path, its motion is said to be one-dimensional motion or 1D motion. It is also called a motion in a straight line or rectilinear motion or 1D motion. Okay. For example, the motion of a train on a straight track, a stone falling down vertically, a car moving on a long and straight road, not a curved road, long and straight road, or if you are walking on a one way one way side, or if we keep throw a stone from upper surface to ground level. So these all are the one dimensional motion examples. Are one dimensional motions or rectilinear motions or a motion in a straight line examples. In such a motion there is no movement of the body in lateral direction, that is no sideways motion. They are moving in a straight line, one dimension, 1D. Representation of one dimensional motion. How we will represent? The path of a one dimensional motion can be represented by a straight line parallel to the x-axis. If x-axis is taken in the direction of motion, each point on the straight line represents the motion of the particle at different instants. See, for example, this is a x-axis. For each point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Here for a point, this point represents position of that particle, and in this point also, at each point that particle shows that point means that is the position of that particle at a different instants. The position of particle at any instant t is expressed by specifying the x coordinate at that instant. As the particle moves, its x coordinate will change with time t. For example, see the position of a pebble measured from its starting point, falling freely and vertically downward at a different instant is given in the given table. Vertical direction, time t, position x in meter, time in second, 0 second. The position of particle is in 0 meter. If the time is 1 second of that particle, if it moves up to 1 second, so the position of that particle is 5 meter. If that particle moves 2 second, so the position of that particle is 20 meter. If that particle moves up to 3 second, so the position of that particle is 45 meter. For 4 second, it is 80 meter. So how to show? See, this is a x-axis. The motion of the pebble can be represented by choosing a proper scale for x on a straight line along x-axis. These are the position along x-axis. See this figure. Here x-axis represents the vertical downward direction, representation of one dimensional motion. X is equal to 0, position of that pebble. Time is 0. X is, this position is 5 meter, time is 1 second. For 20, see 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 will come. Assume and write 20 meter, time is t second. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So directly they wrote whatever the given points, they only wrote here. The remaining points they neglected. 45 meter, time is 3 second, at 3 second. And last 80 meter, time is 4 second. So this is about a scalar and vector quantities and a one dimensional motion.